let's talk about his claim that this government has fixed Dumso. And Paul, you should ask Dr. Bawumia what the contribution of this Akufo-Addo government is to the solution to the Dumso problem, as we all know. Because, Paul, I hold in my hand.
Didn't they do some financial engineering recently to pay some of the IPPs that were about to shut down?
They paid IPPs, but they paid IPPs.
That's the independent power
with proceeds of ESLA, the energy sector levies, which
was set up by Setepe, I remember.
President Mahama introduced in 2016
for the purpose of the energy sector.
Exactly, to deal with that, long-standing issue of legacy debts, which was threatening the financial sector.
Which today they say they have completed the bust debt to Ghana.
And here we are talking about ESLA, which was bastardized by the New Patriotic Party. They described it as a nuisance tax. They described President Mahama as wicked and cruel for introducing that tax and promised to scrap it if elected. They come into office, they don't scrap it, they rather increase it by 23%.
Oh, as much as that?
23%. That is how dishonest and deceptive this government is.
By when we buy petrol?
Exactly. There is a
and that has gone up by 23%.
Now to the point,
I want to take you on that fact. That has gone up by 23%.
23%. This government has increased
since 2017.
Since 2017. Now, Bawumia says this government has solved them so. I hold in my hand a publication by Adom Online dated 2nd March 2016, which quotes then running mate for the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Bawumia. This is the headline of the story. Mahama deserves no credit for fixing Dumso. Let me read to you the relevant portions. It says the running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has said that President John Dramani Mahama deserves no credit for solving the energy crisis known in local parlance as Dumso. This is a direct quote from Dr. Bawumia. He said, this government inherited an economy without Dumso. It is their own financial mismanagement which caused it. So we see no reason why they deserve credit for fixing a problem they created. So this man, this Dr. Bawumia.
That's very interesting. So the point I'm making is that he had asserted.
I have told you that the man is allergic to truth. He can't speak the truth. He's discredited. He has lost his luster.
What does he actually say today about Dumso? The man, the text or something, so I can...
He says that this government has fixed Dumso. I have the text here. It's a 77-page speech. I can give it out to you. And I am telling you that in March 2016, Dr. Bawumia said Mahama has fixed Dumso.
Let me ask my
but he deserves... Let me ask you can do that. But let me proceed.
So
but he deserves no credit.
Mr. Researcher Richard, can you find the software copy of the document? And let's see where Dr. Bawumia said here that this government
is what he said.
Has fixed Dumso.
And they've been saying that, not just today. Okay? So, but because Paul, it is clear. When we came into office, we inherited this problem of Dumso. That was not the creation of President Mahama like the NPP said at the time. It was because as a country, we had allowed, demand for power to completely outstrip the generation or the supply of power.
That's how the Dumso came about.
Exactly, because we had a power deficit. We had grew as a country, industrialized, demand for power had increased, but we had not seen any commensurate increment in the supply of power. And so since the 80s, we have been experiencing this seasonal, challenge of power outages as a result of the power deficit that we were confronted with in 2014, 2015, 2016. What did President Mahama do? As a visionary leader, he didn't dabble in blaming. He addressed the problem head on, ensured that through the adequate measures he put in place, we saw the massive, the biggest ever mobilization of emergency power in the history of this country. Brought in America power and all that. Ensured that by 2016, we had moved our generational capacity from about 1,800 megawatts to over 5,000 megawatts. When he was done with the generational shortfall, he dealt with the financial, challenge that the sector was confronted with by introducing ESLA so that we could pay the legacy debts, make sure that banks get their monies, BDCs are paid, and all that. He dealt with all the distribution challenges, ensure that we had gas, which is cheaper, for the generation of power, by continuing, the Atuabo gas project and 1 billion investment, which was commenced by the Mills Mahama administration, continued by the Mahama and Misata administration. So he solved that problem. By November 2015, the load shedding program, power rationing program, had come to an end. We had declared an end to Dumso.
My researchers have given me, they say it's on page 54.
Page 54.
48. Can I have a look at it?
Sure.
I need to get
it.
64.
Just read it so that
Did he say
Ghanaians can
paragraph
appreciate.
48,
Can I appreciate?
Paragraph 64.
48.
64.
Sure.
Page 64.
No, you can look. You can look at it. I have printed that for you. So Paul, but can I proceed?
Yes, you can.
Once you check
find
that.
it, and then
Yes.
I can read it.
So we didn't dabble in blame games and whining and all that. We ensure that we invested in the sector, dealt with the generation problem that the sector was confronted with, dealt with the financial challenge, dealt with the distribution challenges and all that, and solved the problem. And Bawumia himself admitted that President Mahama had fixed the problem. You understand? As recent as March 2016. So why would Dr. Bawumia and the New Patriotic Party today claim that they are the ones who fixed Doomsor? Clearly, these people have lost touch with the realities Ghanaians, are facing.